I hope that you had a good lunch. Yeah, okay, so we are ready to continue with our sessions. Thank you very much for coming. First of all, I would like to apologize to my colleague Josipa Jurtfelan, which she was announced at the very beginning for this class. Unfortunately, due to some business obligation, she wasn't able to come. So I have big honor. My name is Ivan Gašpert. I'm working for the same company, actually. I'm working for the Hilton Hotels in Zagreb. I've been in hospitality, mostly in the hotel business, for last 14 years now. And for last 5 years, I'm with a Hilton. I'm running the sales and marketing for 3 properties here in Zagreb now. So today we will speak how to handle claims in hospitality industry. I believe that all of you are more or less in a sales. Am I right? Yeah? Okay, who is not in sales from audience? 1, 2, okay, 3. Okay, so most of us in sales, so I believe that we have lots of in common. In hospitality, in general, the claims are big challenge for all of us. Sometimes a big issue, sometimes it's very time-consuming, but it's something which we need to handle, I will say, on a daily basis. As we are all from the sales, probably you are very familiar with 2 premises, with 2 facts. You read, you heard it for 1,000 times. The first one, the customer is a king. Do you agree with that? More or less, we can agree that. Okay, someone will say no, especially for the next one, the customer is always right. You will read it in the books, you will read it here, you will read it there. But today I would like to discuss with you how we can handle complaints, how we can avoid complaints and claims from the guests, and at the end of the presentation to see, are the really guests always right? So, claims in hospitality industry are today very common thing. They're happening all the time. Have you experienced ever claims for your own clients, from the guests, from the clients? Yes. Someone who doesn't? Probably not. Okay, so the claims are very basic thing and they're happening at any stage of our sales activities. So, what is the main reason why the claims or complaints from the clients are coming in front of us? There is 3 reasons which I mentioned here, but in general, I will say communication. So, to avoid complaints, to handle the complaints, to get most of it, the benefits for the guests and for us, we need to have right communication. So today, most of it will speak. I will tell you my experience, what is the right way to communicate with guests, with the clients to avoid complaints. One of the reasons can be different. Maybe it's not right to say wrong expectation, but different expectation. Just take a few seconds and think, when the last time you had complaints about some product, about some service? Why it happened? Very often our clients, our guests, our customers, physical person or company has a different expectations from our expectations, what we are offering. So if we don't communicate that well with them, the complaints can happen. It can happen that they are dissatisfied, not because your product, your service is not good, because you did something wrong, only because they expected something different which you cannot meet with your product, with your service. Poor service, it can happen. We are all human beings. We are working in a sales, we are not robots. I believe that most of you like to work in sales. Do you like it? Yeah, what is the reason? Please tell me, why do you like it?
I have to do this because we have a family business.
Okay, you have no choice. Someone else, maybe. Okay, you are forced to like it. Okay, but we like it because we are on a daily basis in touch with the guests, in touch with the clients. Sometimes it's very stressful. We will also agree to that. Yeah. So working in a sales, it's very, very stressful. Usually, the persons who are not in the sales don't find it that way, but we know all it is. So we are human beings, we are not robots, and comparing with other industries, we are working with the people. People working with the people. So you have double stress and you have double opportunities to get some claims. So poor service can happen, and it happens all the time. We will see how to handle complaints also when poor service happens. There is also professional complainers. Have you ever met complainers? So they also exist. What they want? They want always some discounts, some reimbursement, some service recovery. So I will not talk much about them, because if someone has in his mindset that he should complain, no matter if you met their expectations and your service was great, they will complain. So here we cannot do much about it. But again, I'm back to communication. If we communicate right, we can also avoid that. Do you in your daily business can recognize, detect in advance professional complainers? I would like this to be interactive. Do you? How?
When they're asking too much questions, can we get more coffee for free? Like it's more people vote, so 20 capsules is not going to be enough. Can we get extra towels? They are asking something which is not included in our standard service.
You're right. One basic example, really basic example can be this. So it's very important. Maybe we can avoid that if we communicate exactly the number of the coffees, an amount of the coffee, or number of the towels they will get. And what, in the case they don't have enough, what we can do. Do we have any charge, supplement for that or not? If we communicate that on the right way, at the right time, maybe we can avoid that. So we will get back to that. Of course, we are in the sales and we all know what is the process of our pitch or of our sales. So it can happen during the sales process, I will say in pre-sale. Before we have any contract or business on the place. I'm really sorry about last rows that you don't see, but I will speak about it and probably you will get all materials. Also, while using the service, we are also facing that. Something's got wrong, service is poor or not, we can expect some complaints. And of course, post-stay. I will say post-stay. Actually, when their clients are done with us, when they're finishing using their service, and when they're leaving. So, what we want to do from the handling point of view, we want them to complain in first two stages. It's very important to handle that before they leave. Do you want your guests to complain to you? They say no. They say yes. Why not? Come on. Yes, please, you. Yeah? Yeah, you. No, lady in front of you, or up to you. You said no. Okay, why?
Well, first of all, it's not nice.
Okay.
They come at you in a very angry and vicious way. And it's better if we can talk things out. And I don't like it when they leave, and after 2 months after they're gone, they send a huge email with
About everything was wrong, yeah?
They never mentioned it when they were on the charter.
Yeah.
Or during the checkout, they never said anything, and then after 2 months, they sent...
We had the greatest holiday ever, but... Yeah, so it happens all the time. You said yes. Why yes?
It's an improvement opportunity.
It's an improvement opportunity for us. Jay Beer, one of the Hall of Fame speakers from the US, and has lots of New York Times bestsellers books about negotiation, about complaints and everything, said only 5% of the guests who are dissatisfied will complain to you. You will know the reason. 95% of them will just leave your business, leave your holiday, go to competitors, and you will never find out why that happened. So we actually, at the end of the day, want our complainers to make the claims, because it's really opportunity to improve our business, to improve our service, and maybe to find out something more. Maybe we are human beings only. We are never smart enough and we are never good salesperson enough. Maybe we are doing something wrong, maybe we are not aware of that. Maybe something changing on the market, demand is changing. The habits of the guests are changing. The new markets are coming. So maybe they need something else. So definitely, it's not polite. It's not satisfied to receive lots of claims. If you're receiving too much, then you have other problem. But if you're trying to do your best, if there is some reason for complaining, it's better to receive an email, to receive complaints, where they'll steer in the business with you. The main reason is they will complain. 95% will not complain to you during using your service, but they will complain. They have lots of opportunities. 30 years ago, if they didn't complain, they just could write you a letter or give you a telephone call a few months after. Now, with Facebook, with social media, with TripAdvisor, I believe that also you in your business, in Yacht Charter business, have a specialized website where they can put your pros and cons and how much they were satisfied with you. So the main thing is, if you think that you have, from any reason, any of the reasons or some other, expect complaints, and it's good to receive it. It's good to receive it because then you have opportunity to handle. When they leave, Facebook or TripAdvisor will not do it, but some other people, some other clients will read about it, and you will not be aware of that. So, if complaints happen, it happens, we need to handle. But let's see how we can avoid. From the very beginning, from the first interaction with the client, it doesn't matter, is it by email, by telephone, or you speak with him directly, we can avoid that. Again, if we need to summarize that in one word, it will be communication, right? Communication. So, there is one of two models which I would like to explain you today. The first one is pitch. Common word for us in the sales, we know all what it is. But let's go letter by letter. Number P stands for preparing, presenting your way, presenting yourself on the right way. Most important thing for every salesperson, from my experience, is to know your product. You need to know very, very, very good your product. All the details, all advantages of your products, all disadvantages of your products or your service. You need to be aware of that. Nobody's perfect, you're not perfect. So get your product, your boat, your people, your sales team, your company, your marine, get it as much as possible. Second important thing is get your competitors. Main competition. Why is so important? I will say almost has same importance as know your product is know your competitors. Why is that important? Please. Huh? Why is it important to know your competitors?
You have to be expert in your branch.
Of course. So if you want to be expert, you need to know your product and you need to know competitors. When you know your product and when you know your competitors, you can easily define your USP, unique selling point. But this is for some other class. Know your customer. Very often, we get in touch with a client, with a customer by email or first time by telephone. From that, be prepared for them to see where they're coming from, which market, what they need. Logical step is I. The second step, investigate. Probably the most important thing in our communication with a client. Try to find out as much as possible from the clients. What they want and what they expect. Where they're coming from. Is this the first time with you or they're regular guests? Have they ever been in Croatia or some other market, used that kind of the boat, used that service here or somewhere else? Try to get as much as possible information from them. Because with this, you will be able also to detect some potential things for the claims on the later stage. Sorry? Also, what is their budget? Do they complain about and doing the claims before you do a business, before contracting? Do they very often do the claim about the price? Always. Why they're doing that?
I don't know, the market is like that these days because everybody wants the discount.
Why they want the discount? Maybe you're over their budget, or they're thinking that they're not getting the right value for the money.
They just got used to it.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
every shop, everywhere, it doesn't matter what you buy. Everybody, it's a trend.
It's a trend.
Shop needs a discount.
Fishing for a discount, always. Okay.
The internet's caused it with the compare site.
Sorry?
The internet's caused it mostly.
Yeah.
Compare site.
Digital media did it, yeah. Yeah, you're right. So, you see how important is the first step now. Know your product and know competitors. So you can very easy, or easier, you can justify your rates. If they say, other companies offering me that for, I don't know, 15% cheaper. Okay. If you know your competitor, if you know your product, you're ready to answer with the right answer. Yes, then you have but. We have this, we have that. Our unique sell point, it's making difference for you, it's making difference for us, and this is what you are paying higher price. So it's very important, one more time, to know your product and to know your competitors. Then you can justify very easily, you can justify your rate. Of course they are complaining. Be ready. It's happening to me all the time, especially when I'm doing the government business. And we are doing a lot. We send for the groups all the time one rate. And of course, there is a phone call, we would like to come for the meeting. They will not discuss it by phone or by email. They're coming for a coffee in your hotel and they said, okay, everything is great, but no, the rate is too expensive for us. No matter on which level rate it is. I'm always counting that I will need to decrease it 10-15%. And in the end of the day, I'm satisfied with that because I know my clients. I know what will happen, so I'm always one step in advance. So, prepare yourself, investigate. Can you imagine this presentation now, just a basic example. Some of you will like this presentation, some will not. Some will remember one thing, some will remember few things. But that's only one, me, and I have only one try to make the presentation for all of you. And of course you will like it, someone more, someone less. But if I investigate, if I have few minutes with each person in this room, I can make a custom presentation for everybody, for every single person, different presentation. And it will completely meet your expectations because the knowledge, experience, what you want to learn, what you want to hear, it's different from the person to person. So that's with the clients. Prepare yourself and then investigate. When you have good results from that investigation, you are ready for third step, and that's attempting. Then you have all knowledge you need to have to send the right offer with the right price, with the right products, with some additional services they might request or they didn't request. Because they're also not perfect, but you investigated good. So you're ready to send them the offer exactly the way they want to receive it. Of course, at the later stage, if you need to change something, you always can do. But this is the catch. For the first time, give them what they want, the most of it. And then you are ready for commitment gaining. Commitment gaining, it means that we will get some business. Also, when at a later stage, someone else, you are all sales manager, I'm assuming, so someone else in your business you will hand over to someone else. That can be a skipper, that can be a person in marine, that can be one of your colleagues, it doesn't matter. Hand over all details to them, not just the contract. This is the rate, this is the boat, this is the dates, and this is the deposit paid. Try to give them all the details you find out about them. Because they have to be aware of that. It will happen a lot because maybe they will be the persons who will handle the complaints from their side. So in general, this pitch no matter do you communicate with person privately, conversation, in the business, via email, via telephone call, emails, it doesn't matter. If you follow that steps, you have a proper communication. Never try to sell anything. Never try to do it before you investigate your clients and you are prepared for it. Avoid misunderstandings. Do you have feeling that some of the claims are coming because of misunderstanding? When it can happen? If our communication chain is too long, I'm saying one word, I'm writing another word, and he can read the third word, and he will understand something completely different. So with proper communication, always in written, one small advice from me, you can avoid misunderstandings. And avoiding misunderstandings, we are avoiding complaints and the claims and some later stage. And at the end of the day, you will increase the client satisfaction because you will meet their expectation. But still, let's say that you are a perfect salesperson, you still have chance that you will receive some claims, and it happens. The claims are still happening. So we have another model. What claims happens, no matter at what stage, there is a model which can help you. The first one, L stands for listen. Just like in a pitch model, I investigate. You will ask them some questions and let them speak. 90% from my experience and from the database which we have in the Hilton, 90% of all complaints you will solve only by listening. Have you ever managed to solve complaint with just listening? You said yes? Yeah? Do you have example maybe? Great example.
When I used to work on a cruise line ship, like I had a guest. He was older, like let's say maybe 60.
Okay.
I cannot be like a good in predicting the years. So it was bothering him the tables around with the kids, and and he couldn't approach anybody and tell them that this is his problem. He didn't want to complain about the kids. But in the end, accidentally I talked with him, and he told me, oh, these kids are so
noisy.
loud, I
Noisy,
cannot read my newspapers in the morning, and breakfast is disaster because of it. And what I did, I just told my manager, and he arranged a small table in a corner in some area which one is not even popular, and he was happy about it.
So you managed to solve it only by listening him?
Yes, he just told me like on a way.
Yeah, we mentioned, thank you very much, we mentioned professional complainers. Mostly when we think about professional complainers, we think, okay, they want some discount, they want some service recovery, they want some service or get something for free. There is also experience few times, professional complainers who are just missing some attention from others. They're just coming to and they just want to talk to you. Of course, they will not even know you as a hotel manager, as a manager of the yacht, or I don't know what positions they can get in your business. But they're just coming to, and of course they are just want to find something to complain. If there is a reason for complaint, first thing is just to listen to them. 90% you will solve just by listening your customers, your clients. We will see later on one paragraph how to handle it. Of course, show interest for the problem. We can say if they're complaining they have some problem, maybe not the real one, but it's not important. They have it, they feel they have it. So let's show some interest for it, listen what they want to tell you, and that you have enough information, just like in pitch model, to investigate, that you can see with which service recovery you can handle their problem. Second one is empathize. Show that you understand him. You know your product, you know your business, you know your guests. It's very easy for us to imagine how they feel because of that issue or that problem. So let them know that. Empathize with them, and after that, apologize. When you are apologizing yourself, it's nice to hear, and this is what they're expecting. This can be done without accepting blames. It doesn't usually mean the same thing. When they have complaints, no matter are you general manager in company, are you some helping staff, are you sales manager, it doesn't matter on which position you are. Do not take guest complaints personally. Do you take guest complaints personally? You in the hotel business, in your private company, you said you have a family business. Do you take it personally?
Yes.
Yeah? Why? Because someone is complaining about your service.
I understand you right, because my English is not very good, very well. But without personnel, without emotions, you can nothing sell. And the people want to be some individual. Help me.
Okay.
Individual.
They want to be special. They want to feel special. Okay.
Yes.
You can, if you have your own business, if you are running the business, especially then it's quite hard not to take it personally. But they are not complaining about you. You are just salesperson. You're the point of contact for them to express their dissatisfaction. So it's very important for you at this stage, and the most important thing, that you never try to explain, that you never try to ensure the client, ensure the guests that he is wrong. I will give you one example. I was in my office and my colleague from the front desk is calling me, Ivan, can you please come? One of our guests, who is at the check-in at the hotel, would like to speak with general manager. So general manager was in the hotel, so I came downstairs and I said, okay, hello, I introduced myself. I said, where is the problem? He said, you know what, this is not acceptable. I'm running all around the globe. I'm staying at the Hiltons. I'm very loyal to the Hilton. And now they're requesting me the credit card at the check-in to guarantee my reservation, my stay. I said, okay, this is our procedure. No, this is not the procedure. I'm traveling every second day. I'm staying in a hotel. I've never been asked to leave the credit card details at the front desk. Is he right or is he wrong? Wrong, because there is no service, just like you. You cannot take the boat, go for sale for 7 days, and I will pay when I'm back, if I'm back. So it's the same with the hotels. Myself, when I'm traveling in a Hilton hotel for a Kindle conference, I need to provide my American Express. So we all know that. So what I should do? Try to explain that guest that he's wrong. At that stage, before I came, actually I said, okay, so if this is a problem, you know, this is the procedure. Yes, but this guy is telling I'm a liar. What do you mean you're a liar? Yeah, he said that this is the normally for every hotel in the world. So you call me a liar now? So if you're trying to bring the blame on the guest, if you try to say that he is wrong, you are making just bigger problem to yourself. Because at that stage, it's not important is he right or he's wrong. It's the only important thing is what is his head. If, in his opinion, if you are wrong, you are wrong. We'll see later how to handle that. But never try to say, okay, but this is the part of standard, this is how we are doing, I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. No, we can explain that. But never try to ensure the guest that he is wrong and that you are right and tell him that you will solve this that way. Maintain professional and calm attitude. I know it's very hard because we are human beings working with human. It's very hard to get all these claims. You mentioned everything was great, super, kisses, goodbye, and after that you're receiving the email with all complaining. It's very hard because we are always trying in the sales, in our hospitality to give as much as we can to provide the best service possible, and this is a thank you from their side. So from that point of view, never take it personally. They're not complaining because you or your colleague. They're complaining because something happened and you're just person who can solve that. Of course, apologize. You can do it. Yes, I'm really sorry. But you can do it without taking blame if you don't have to. React. Offer to help. Very often, if you give them enough time to tell you where is the problem, very often you will get already a solution here. Yes, the problem was this and that, and I would like to have this and that now. Before you react, you have some time to think about, can I do it or not? How much it will cost me? Or maybe I should do something else. What kind of service recovery can replace that what he wants? So, help needs to be offered. If they didn't push it, you can always provide it, put forward options, alternatives for them. Very often I'm repeating, they will tell you what they're expecting. So one more time, listen, what is the problem and why that happened. Very often problem from the claims are not real problems. That ever happened to you? They're not real problems. We have guests staying in our hotel for a year now. Everything is great, everything is super. Very polite to all our staff is very polite to him, never had any complaints, just a small one, which are really not important. And for the last 2 weeks, he's complaining about everything. The water is not drinkable anymore, the food is not great, the waiters are pretending like he's not existing. So I had a word with my managers, and the morning meeting said, okay, where is the problem? Do we have still same relationship with him? Yes, everything is the same, nothing changed. Okay, so let's try to speak with the guests. So next time when we had opportunity, our general manager took a place and spoke with the guest. So he found out 3 weeks ago that he's quite sick. He's traveling every day in the hospital for medication and stuff like that. So this is something what causes problems to him. So it's not about your service. It's about something else. And notify, just like right hand over. Notify, convey all information to your superiors or to your colleagues who will handle that guest in marine on the boat. Because maybe next time they will come again. Also, you need some records to have some records. If some claims are repeating more and more from time to time, maybe we have some problems. Maybe we can do some things a little bit different to avoid it. It doesn't mean that you are doing something wrong, but maybe we can do it something different to have guest satisfaction at a higher level, to have a better communication with them, but to avoid that claims. If you're going through all that process in negotiation, in solving the issues, you always need to do some service recovery. So what kind of service recovery in your industry you are doing? Apart from discounts, is there any other?
Offer them
Free
something for
service,
free.
yeah.
Okay, offer them something for free.
For future bookings.
For future bookings, future service, okay, maybe something else. In general, the service recovery put in 4 different boxes. All depends about 2 things. How much is that problem or the service important for the guests? Is it very important or it has lower importance for the guests? And another, in this matrix, another axis says responsibility. Very often you need to handle the claims. You are not directly responsible, not even your company, not even your boat, not even staff there, but you need to solve it. So all depends about that. So if we have some claims with low importance level for the guests, and it is not our responsibility, we did nothing wrong, we can solve that only with empathy, only with listening to the guests and talking to him, as we explained a little bit before. For example, they're approaching to you and they say, yes, one my friend advised me to go in the restaurant in Trogir, and the food was really bad. But doesn't matter, I heard about another restaurant, tomorrow it will be much better. It's not your responsibility. Maybe it's not so important for him. And they're doing some kind of the complaint to you. There's nothing you can do about it, but you can empathize with them. They can call you, Ivan, my friend gave me the restaurant, but there is no space. Can you do something for me, please? It's very important for me to go with the clients or your skipper, I know, to go with the guests in the restaurant in 15 minutes because we need to leave it in 2 hours. So, you don't have responsibility because you didn't do something wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. But it's very important for the guests. So what do you do then? You are trying to solve the problem. You're trying to solve the problem, and at that stage, this is where usually your tip is going on a place. You are the hero for them. You're just popping up, and you are the person who can solve the problem for them. The third thing can be that you are responsible, and the importance is not so big for the guests. This is usually the problems, the claims which you can solve quite easy. Usually happens while they're using their service. I don't know. There is no proper lighting, or I don't know, the connection is not good. So in just a few minutes, you can connect the laptop in the right way, you can change the lighting bulb in the hotel room, or you can do something on the boat. Some beer is missing on the boat, but we need to leave in half an hour. Okay, it's your responsibility, you forgot to do it, but it's not such a big issue for them. So you can fix the problem. The worst thing is when you have the claims award, very important things from the clients, and when you have your responsibility. Big way. So then we are going with quality in industry with red carpet. What it means with red carpet?
Hollywood.
Sorry?
Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah. Make them stars. Make them to be important for you because it's your responsibility and it's a crucial thing. So in that case, do whatever you can do to solve the problem, to find a solution for him, to keep him satisfied, whatever you can do. Very often, it happens in my industry. It doesn't matter how much it costs. We are ready to lose the money with that business. But we need to do it because of reputation, about the standards, and because of our brand. In that case, we are going with some discounts. You said some discount, you said some kind of reimbursement for the guests. Are you willing to offer discounts to the guests in general? Why? Who said yes? Huh? Who is willing to give the discounts and to get less money and not to get a bonus? Huh? We are not willing to do it, but sometimes we have to do it. But maybe there is something better we can do before we decide to give them 10% off or 15% or something less. What additional is maybe some other service recovery to save the whole amount of your money. See what additional services or values you can do for the guests.
Upgrade.
Some kind of the upgrade. Yes, it was a problem. And I want 10% discount. Okay, let me stay at your full price, but let me give you a better boat. You are not losing the money. It will cost you maybe more, but you are getting the revenue which you deserve. Maybe it's a good thing, I believe you pointed out, maybe for the next stay. So what do you do if you offer some vouchers, some discount for the next stay, for the future services, for some restaurants? In the same time, you are making them satisfied, you are solving the claim, the problem, but on the other hand, you are pushing them to spend more in that restaurant. So don't always, of course, they are fishing for the discount from the very beginning, but go with the discounts only if you cannot try some other service recovery to provide them something else, to satisfy them, and to solve the problem. You wanted to say something? No. Okay, so this is something which we handle really easy, and this is something which really need right communication. I'm back to the first slide. We can conclude that customer is not always right. They're complaining about everything. They don't know our business. They don't know our competition. They don't know lots of things we should know. So they're not always right. But what is most important thing, we need to keep them, they think so. that they are right. So, very important thing, yes, we want them to complain. We want them to complain and we want to solve the problems and the claims right now here. Don't then leave. Because if they have complaints, no matter from which reason, if you solve it, they will get out from your company, from that holiday, from your boat, or from my hotel, satisfied. Maybe they're quite stupid in our eyes now, because they're complaining about the stupid things like the guy with the credit card. But when we solve this situation with the guy from the credit card, he was so happy. He went in his room and probably he said, I show them again. I'm the king. Yes, the guest is the king, and let's keep them that way. Thank you very much. We have a few minutes left. Yeah, you do? We do? Is there any questions? Okay, ladies first.
What is the problem with the credit card?
Sorry, how?
Yeah, how did you fix the problem with the credit card?
Okay, so I was not able to explain to him that we needed a credit card and actually the credit card details. So we let him to go in the room without any guarantee. At that point, it was very important to explain one thing. I told him that actually, yes, this is the procedure we need to follow, but if it's not convenient for you, if you from any reason, then he started to talk about the security, this and that, and never happened. He said, okay, we will let you in the room, but only for this time. Please, now you are informed what is our policy, and when next time and you'll be back, and we want you back, just please know that we will have to do it differently. So he said, okay, no problem, probably I will come, but he was happy. He was very happy. Then I went to the F&B department and said, okay, block, we call it no post. So he cannot go in the restaurant, or he cannot go in massage room, or he cannot go, it was evening, around 10 p.m., so leaving tomorrow morning, staying for one night. So we said, okay, whatever he's having in the bar, in the restaurant, or here, don't put it on the room account. He needs to pay by his credit card or in the cash in the restaurant. So that's how I'm avoiding that maybe he will, I don't know, order some expensive bottle of water, room service, massage, pool, and then we will have much bigger issue if he just ran from the hotel. So we saw that way. He came later at the check-in tomorrow morning, and he paid for himself and he left. But usually we don't do it. You need a credit card if you're trying to sleep in here.